did their roles for each other. So I thought Team 6 went well, and I hope that that's true. And Team 5, that was Giovanni, Angel, and Anne and Anthony. I kind of combined their groups today. They were on the same screen together. They were asking really good questions, and then also as I was leaving, they were figuring something out, and a bunch of them were saying their ideas, like, oh, what if we do this? Oh, yeah, that's going to work, and then we should do this. And so with all these different ideas coming together, which is how I know Team 5 learned today. Team 4, Shayra, you were doing your job by saying who wants to read. LT, you were sharing your screen, explaining your thinking. Everyone responded to LT after he was done, which is a really good way to show your teammates that you listen. So whenever someone is sharing, after they're done, make sure you respond and say, oh, okay, or I agree with you, or I don't get that. Can you say that again? Just to let them know that you heard them. Miss Gunn, you were with Team 3 for a bit? If you were still there.
Yes, I'm still here. Sorry. I was so impressed. They did all the things like, hey, who wants to read this one? And then it was quiet. Okay, fine, I'll read. And then one person was like, yeah, I need help with that. And then both of the other people stepped up and were helping. And they were saying, are we ready to move on? And when everybody said yes, they would. And then they took turns exchanging their different ideas. It was pretty impressive.
I love the taking turns idea too. It doesn't mean that you always have to take turns, but if your group isn't quite sure how to talk to each other, maybe go in a circle and be like, here's what I think, here's what I think, here's what I think. And then everybody gets the chance. Thank you, Ms. Gunn. Nice job, Team 3. I was in Team 2 for a very short time, but I heard Lexi say, who wants to read? Oh, no, first I heard Farhan say, should we move on? They all agreed, and then who wants to read? And then both Frankie and Nathan at the same time said, I'll read. So everybody was just participating quickly, and so I know they got a lot more done. They learned a lot more today. And in Team 1, everyone was unmuting to say what they needed to say at different times. Julian, you were offered to share your screen and show your thinking. I liked how everyone responded to Julian's thinking after they saw it. Let's see. And Alyssa, you were saying after, let me think. Oh, Caddy read the problem. And then Alyssa, you started sharing your thinking right away, which is a good way to get your team started, rather than just awkwardly sitting in silence for a long time. So thank you for getting us started, Alyssa. I'm going to open up screen 15. If you're screen 15, you're just reflecting on how the group work went. So you might be giving a howl out to someone who did really well today. You might be sharing something that was frustrating for you today so that we can try to fix it for next time. You might be correcting me. If you think that I saw something in your group that just wasn't true, then you can be like, hey, we actually were all talking, or we actually were on the same screen, stuff like that. Good, I like how I see a ton of people on 15. Let me see if I can read some of these. LT, did you have something you wanted to share?
So today's lesson, we just used number line as a different way to express percentages instead of using batteries. So like with 9 and 25 or 9 that, it's just a different way to express it, right?
Yeah, I mean, the percentages work the same way as they do in batteries, but percentages can be used to describe a ton of different situations, like how big a puppy can grow to be, or how many free throws someone can make. And a lot of statistics like, 50% of people vote for this. So there are a lot of situations for percentages. And I want to read some of these howl-outs. Lexi gives a howl-out to her whole group for being on task, sharing ideas. No one was left out. Everyone was participating, commenting nicely on other people's ideas. I love that. Caddy gets a howl-out for reading a lot for the team. Anne wants to compliment her whole team, even though they weren't initially part of the same group. They were very talkative. They shared their thinking out loud, especially Angel, asking questions, making it clear when we're confused. Very nice. Anne gets a howl out for asking questions when the team needed help. Ion gives a howl out to everyone in her team for being patient. Very nice. LT gets a howl out for saying who needs help. I could still share your or if anyone else wants to share theirs and I didn't get to read it, you may.
I'm going to give a howl out to Anne for helping us when we needed it.
Very nice. Anybody else? Okay.